I can't decide which is the least rude picture to show you first.
That's not the least rude though, is it?
So there we are. That's
are
two of your figurines on what we think is their little boat.
These were found in 1836 by people digging a drainage channel, and they date from the late Bronze Age, early Iron Age. I think they represent warriors. They're on a boat with shields and clubs, and they're very definitely males. By the look of
how do we know that?
Well, funnily enough, in the earlier period, the Victorian period, they were shown more like that one actually. So you got little holes which are just, they could be belly buttons, they could be anything. There are records to about 12 of these things being found. Certainly, they got 6 that survive, I think. But
I guess this is the sad thing when you know that something was excavated in the 19th century, so God knows what was lost in the process of pulling it out the ditch.
And they're so important. And these are real part of the iconography of the later Bronze Age. Think of all the carvings on, we were talking about earlier about carvings on ships. Of warriors holding shields and clubs and things like that, and also the sort of bronze tools we've been using to make the house. And these are really important elements. So what really amazes me is that they've never really been fully published. But yeah, I think it'd be a nice idea as a sort of kid's toy inside the house. So it's going to be a day of carving.
That'll be great. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with. I've got a fair idea, but we're going to end up with a lot of prehistoric filth. But we'll see. Oh. It's working all right?
Yeah, that's working fine.
Oh, so that one still is starting to grow roots, but I can still peel it off. That's what we'll be using to build our turf wall. We'll be piling them on top of each other and sort of interlocking them. Never having used these kind of turfs to build a wall, because ordinarily turfs are lovely peaty sods. This is going to be interesting to try this out and just see if we can get them to stack together in a way that kind of they mesh together and hopefully create something long lasting. I quite enjoy it when we have a go at doing something that we've not done before, but it's not just us that's interested in this. I know that academics who we've talked to are really keen to see what we do, because this is one part of roundhouse construction which hasn't really been investigated very thoroughly by anybody. So this is a bit of a first. The plan is to wattle, a bit like the fences that you see around you, and then pile turf up against the back of it. I make it sound so easy. I make it sound like we've done it loads of times before. We've got no idea, but we're going to use our common sense.
Right. Yeah, and also you've got to push it round, so don't forget.
Is that right?
Push that so you're right a bit.
To my what?
If you get it so you're right a little bit.
That's fine, don't worry. If it's too short, it's too short.
Excellent.
So we've accidentally started cutting them a little bit too short, but I'm not using a saw to cut them or a tape measure. I'm doing it all by axe. So I can't exactly guarantee where I'm going to hit because I'm not as good as Darren. So he's a lot better with an axe. He's been doing it for many years. He can guarantee that where he wants the axe to hit, it's going to hit. But me, I can use it, I'm good with it, but occasionally I get it slightly wrong. And a couple of millimetres here and there, that's the difference between it being too long and too short. So, whoops. That's too short again, I'm sure. No, I cut it an inch too big. That's fine. Oh,
Hey! Okay, that's awesome. I've been gone for a meeting and I've come back and great things have happened. Is this the last one or is that the last one?
No, that's the last one.
This is the second last one. So you guys do that one, I'll do this one.
On your fingers now. That's it. And then you go.
Push.
You okay? Push it in a bit more.
Yeah, push. That's it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey! Celebration, come on!
It's really taking shape, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
They're putting up the hurdling, aren't they?
Yeah, the wattle wall, and that looks fantastic.
Oh, well, good. Well, so our figure's going to have a home by the end of it all.
Yeah,
Good.
have a little house, won't it?
So how's that going, Jackie?
Yeah, it's coming off.
Is it? It's working all right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
working fine.
Are you going to switch back to the
Yeah,
more
I think
recent
I
tools,
think
though?
I might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does work, at least. It shows that, okay, it's taking more time, you've got to resharpen it, but at least it's a functional option in the Bronze Age.
Yeah, absolutely.
I personally feel that because it blunts very easily,
Yeah.
maybe they use the stone or the flint axes to get the bulk of it off.
Yep.
And they would use these type of axes for detail.
Okay.
Yeah, detail work.
Because
yeah.
they do blunt very easily. And given the fact that the metal, I'm assuming, is quite prized,
Yeah, absolutely. It's a prestigious
they
art.
wouldn't want it to wear down too quickly.
Yeah.
Not on just taking off the bulk of it.
So effectively, you're thinking that people who made these in the prehistoric past would have had a toolkit of various implements, basically.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. The experiment has been a success.
Thanks, Will.
Wheelbarrow.
Doing a turf wall, as far as I'm aware, nobody's tried it. Okay. So you do know that you're at the cutting edge of experimental archaeology here, because it's not tried and tested.
Exciting stuff.
That's the correct answer. Okay, so let's just start.
You can put the first one down.
Hernia.
Not like that though.
On the floor?
So lay it off.
I'll pass them to you. You can layer them up for me. When I used to be in the army, was with the Royal Logistic Corps, 14 years, and I was the chef. We catered for the officers, junior NCOs, and it was pretty busy. And I went on tour with them, with Coldstream Guards in Afghan. That was in 2009. Yeah.
How was that?
How was that? I wouldn't recommend going there for a holiday for a start. How was that? It was hardest. It was one of the hardest tours I've done, but I'm still alive. And obviously, you've lost a few comrades out there, and you saw things. But yeah, it was horrendous. You know, especially finding IEDs and how to look out for them. And I see things that I wouldn't like to see it again. This place, I cannot fault it, and it's a lovely place, and the staffs are brilliant, and yeah, you get looked after, but it's very satisfying with what we've been doing. So yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant.
Let's not waste a single crumb. It'll be really interesting to see what it looks like on the inside, because if this was your house, you know, what's it going to look like inside? Are you going to be fed up having bits of dirt dusting, you know, bits of dust dripping through your walls? Or I sort of feel like maybe they might have daubed or clunched the inside wall.
I can't see them going to that massive effort of excavating how many tons of soil when they could just daub it.
I kind of agree with you, but a lot of the archaeological evidence shows that they built so we haven't even done this because we've just worked with the slope. But a lot of Bronze and Iron Age houses are built onto a platform, so a lot of preliminary work was done moving soil in order to create the space that they wanted. In 1 minute you're thinking, this is definitely going to work, this is brilliant, and the next minute somebody said something and you're starting to doubt what you've thought. We've been talking about whether that mass of turf and soil, it may consolidate, but it may also absorb rainwater off the roof, and as a result, will it remain damp forever? And if so, will the wattle that's holding it back start to rot because that's exposed to moisture that it wouldn't be if it was hidden inside a daub layer? So things like that make you sort of, you know, you question it and then you think, but actually, hold on, perhaps the wattle wall could rot away entirely and it wouldn't matter because the material behind would by then have really consolidated. So some of these things we'll never know until, you know, 5 or 10 years down the line when we're able to look at the data and analyse what's left to conclude whether we think it's a likely scenario in the Bronze Age. But that's the joy of experimental building construction like this.
So we're going to make some glue. Numerous ways of doing this, but one that we've been trying is just to put this stuff. That's resin off a pine tree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, does it, how aromatic is it? Smelly at all?
No, it doesn't taste of anything either.
No? So So this is all stuff
So
available
nice.
in the Bronze Age, and we'll mix this with some beeswax.
Just drop it in there.
Yeah, just drop it in there, it should bubble away. No matter where you sit round a fire, I'm one of those people that did always chases.
Presume when it sets, it like just sets solid back to solid resin and.
Yeah, so if you, obviously you've seen pine trees.
Yeah.
They have that really sticky stuff, and it's sticky enough to capture insects, which is why we get amber. You get all the fossilised versions of that. But by adding all these other elements to it, the beeswax gives it some subtlety. The charcoal again gives it some strength. It will set solid on here. Ooh, it's certainly sticky enough on my hand. My sandwiches are going to taste vile. So it's crying, isn't it? I'm not surprised the way his eyes have been played about with.
That's dried really solid.
So those are really well set.
Yeah.
So the key is to get a nice small iron to a big socket, is it? Do you think? Yeah.
So have the ones that have been found?
Bulbous.
They had iron.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Some of them are with, some are without, but they are quite bulbous.
Yeah, they're quite solid on there.
They're great. They're really different interpretations, aren't they? I really like them. Yeah,
They look
good.
good with the eyes in.
They do look. It makes a real difference, doesn't it?
I'm just getting ready for the Romans. Okay.
Surrendering. Okay. Cool.
Just take a quick picky and then you can put it in the house.
Hurrah!
Don't we need to finish building the house first?
You haven't done it?
Minor detail.
What have they been doing?
I'll tell you what, if I did have it done.
Slack. I can almost see this consolidating, becoming like a barrow, like a hobbit house, like we've been joking about. But if that was, because you can maintain that, you just need a few of your little four-legged lawnmowers up and down it.
And shall we put the last bits on now?
A long time.
What do you think?
Oh, get in.
I'm really pleased because sometimes, it feels like you're not making any progress and nothing more seems to have really happened visually, and then suddenly you do something like this in an afternoon, you're like, oh, wow, suddenly looks more like a building.
Well, I think it's an inspiration, actually, and the way we've done it, and yeah.
And the proof will now be, does it
In the
stay
pudding.
up?
It will stay up, because militaries are here to help you like that.
Thank you.
But this really is experimental, isn't it? Because we're trying all the different wall types with elements that will fit with the archaeological record. I genuinely think that's fantastic. Yeah.